Hi, I'm not yet dead in name and in nature, and welcome back to Spectacle Island. So I'm just going to run over here and grab the fent. If you remember in the last episode, need to clean up the animals. If you remember in the last episode, we harvested a field of, was it sunflowers? So I'm just going to nip down with the fent. I do love this tractor. And we'll get that re-sown. I've got I don't have ploughing on, and I've got the is it the Pronto? Is it the Pronto? Is it the Pronto? Just check. Look at the amount of equipment I've got on this farm. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the Pronto 9. So I've got the Pronto, and I'm getting a bit low on canola, and I'm going to need to feed the pigs soon, so I'm going to run out probably. So yeah, makes sense therefore to get that in the ground, and this is a direct sow, so that's all good. But actually, as we're here, hop the fence. I'll get that field sprayed, because it can't be too far off being ready, and I do want to use up the spray that I've got. And actually technically I probably ought to slurry that field first, but I could do it if I do it immediately afterwards, it'll be fine. So we'll get a workout spraying this field. This is great, this lizard sprayer. It's so good, because the boom sprays could be quite expensive, especially for anything of good width. Is it unfolded? Yes. Yeah, so to get this when you first start out, especially because, you know, some of these fields are pretty big, and, you know, certainly the grass field G1 is huge. So to do it with anything smaller would just have taken forever. But with this, I mean, even with this, it took, you know, quite a while. Right, that'll do. Leave him doing that. Thank you very much. Probably going to get stuck in places. I might need to help out, because there's still a few trees around the edge of this field that I probably should remove. I'm wondering if they're the ones that get rid of that milk or water tanker up there and the whole bus, or maybe they just don't go. I don't know. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. Right. Oops. Didn't see the post, sorry. They're a little bit narrow, some of these field entrances. And the collisions on the fence and hedges are pretty harsh. But, you know, just have to be a bit careful. As you should be, really. Kind of thing. Right, yeah, so we'll get this done, and I think we'll get a worker going on this, and I think what I need to do next is, well, I need to do some sugarcane harvesting. So I've got a potato field ready to harvest, and I've got a sugarcane field ready to harvest, but actually I think I'll get the sugarcane going first, because again, I'm going to get a worker on it. It takes absolutely ages. So may as well use a worker. I'll just do up this strip up this side, get that started, because I don't know if you know, but the sugar cane, you get three harvests from each sowing of good yield before I think the yield then starts to drop. I'm not sure, or maybe in the game it just doesn't linger after that. I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. We'll find out. But it does mean I'm quite keen to get that field harvested so that it gets growing again, because again, sugarcane growth is quite slow. So It would be worth getting that done. Right, it's going to struggle a bit in the slope, so I'll just nicely... It's done quite well actually. I'll do this top edge and then go down to the bottom edge. And we'll leave the worker to it. So yeah, I think we'll pop over to Spectacle. Not Spectacle, this is Spectacle. We'll pop over to CDP farm next. And get the sugarcane harvest going. Hope he's finished. Brilliant. Actually, has he? Sorry, wrong thing. Oh, I bet he hasn't. I bet he's come to some funny edge of the field or something. I beg your pardon. He has. Not that that's still on full fertilisation, which I somewhat expected it to be. Oh well, we know he did some of it, so it must be good. Okay. Anyway. Just make sure I've gone all the way to the edge. I'll lift that up. Yeah, anyway, where was I? I don't remember. Can't remember what I was talking about. Anyway. So yeah, I could, yeah, we'll get the sugarcane harvest going, because what I want to do is reutilise that field something else, and I want to sow some more sugarcane, so I'll use more of the Platinum Edition kit. So I want a bigger field, and I'll use some of the bigger planters, because I use the single billet planter for that field, and it still took ages. The only thing with sugarcane is it takes an absolute age to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go straight across here, because it will encourage the worker to stay away from the cliff face, because they do struggle with collision sometimes. I'll do that, and then I could do that last bottom bit when the worker's finished, or I'll do it later on. It'll be fine. Oh, goodness. And suddenly the field is ready. Crikey, that was a good time to fertilise then. And just be careful with this, because it's a cultivator and a sower. Interesting, actually. Yeah, there's a point. Oops. So if I go over a bit that I've already sown, presumably means I risk, and then don't go all the way to the edge, presumably means that I'll lose it, have to do it again. If you see what I mean. Whoa, I haven't switched on. Also got those fields to clear of trees still. So much to do, but I am keen to move on. Welk Farms has just come out, and whilst actually I was originally thinking I'm not that keen on doing another American map so soon after Goldcrest, it looks very different. It's also quite intriguing because it is based on a real farm. It's come out with its own seasons mod and its own particular piece of equipment, so you know what, mind you, it'll be a tough map. It's big fields, but I'm also thinking I could sell up. I've got a farm in the States already, over in Goldcrest Valley. So actually, you know what, if I sold up in Goldcrest, I would have enough money to get myself a good head start in Montana. Apparently they run, I was watching Mr. CDP's video the other day, and they have their own YouTube channel, which I hadn't watched before, but I've started watching it now, and it's brilliant. It's just genius. There's a great one of a big bud getting stuck in a field, and they have to get another one to tow it out. Was it a big bud that got stuck? Something else. Something, I think it was. Amazing. But yeah, fascinating stuff, so it'd be really interesting to play that map, and yeah, it'd be nice to do a new map for a change on, because I'm still playing catch up on a lot of the old maps. It'd be nice to do a new one. But yeah, so I'm kind of thinking, because apparently they run it with 3 big buds and a couple of combines and all that sort of stuff, and that's like a great setup. Lots of really big equipment. I'm quite tempted to do that, I have to say. So I'm quite keen to. I'm not sure I want to run 3 maps at a time. That might be a bit much. So I'm quite keen to finish up on here. I've been playing it for a really long time, and I'd set myself the target of clearing all of the trees on the fields, but you know what, I don't have to. We could always come back to it. I had got a similar plan here for sorry, I'll get out of the way. Yeah, I had got a similar plan here for running multiple combines, because I'm using the I can fold this up. Actually, we'll take this over to the grass. Let's see how much fertilizer or spray there is left. Ooh, great demand at spinnery. Something to think about soon. But yes, I actually do have so much I wanted to do on this map though. I did have plans. So I'm using the bison harvester from the Platinum Edition, and I did have this plan to set up with multiple bisons and lead them out in the fields rather than constantly, because they're quite slow. It takes quite a long time to get them back and forth, so I was going to get a couple of 3 and have a shed for them out near the fields to speed up harvesting. Got the money, they're not expensive. Anyway, so I'm going to whiz this over to G1 because there's a bit of spraying left needed on that field, and then I'll meet you over at CLP Farm and we'll do some sugarcane harvesting. Right, here we are at CLP Farm. I've got a worker spraying on G1, and yeah, the other worker's still sowing that field. Right, so we need to think then. So I think what we'll do, oh right, yeah, okay, so let's get this one out of the way a minute. It's my little baby tractor for this farm, pardon me. We'll see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Stara, the slightly bigger Stara, and we'll see how it copes with pulling the bigger trailer. So let's go get the sugarcane harvester. So I'm still using the trailed one. Another reason I want a bigger sugarcane field is because then I'll buy the case sugarcane harvester, which will be quite fun. I got this right. No, not sure I've lined up properly. Whoa, not a long way. Yeah, still haven't figured out how to get rid of this. All this stuff sitting here as well. There must be a way to do it because everything else is cleaned up. So again, if you know, let me know. Give us a comment. Why can't I? What's going on? There we go, that's better. That's surprisingly tricky. I suppose the angle of that, because it's parked where it is. I still haven't found a shed that I like to put in this, but I do want a shed in this place. And what we'll do is we'll hook this up to that big orange trailer, because I could probably sell the little green one actually, and then that'll be less moving about. And we'll get this going. And then we'll take the Steyr out with the Randon. Might even get 2 of those, especially once I get a bigger field. This is a great tractor. Right. Someone's finished. Which one was helper C? Alright, was the one doing field 14. Oh, I'll put soybean in. I hadn't planned to put soybean in. Never mind. Now that is interesting and a little bit worrying. Why is that not picking up that? Oh. Well, that's strange. It's not detecting the trailer at all. So I'm going to do something a little bit unorthodox here. Just see if there's some glitch. Okay. Well, that's odd. I missed that, what that message was. Anyway, let's not worry about it. Fine. Well, we'll get this going and then I'll come and figure out what's going on with that trailer. There we go. Right, let's go harvesting. Slightly tricky to get in and out of here, as I recall. So what I'll do is I'll come round, swing around, not left myself enough space. This is slightly embarrassing. Just about, no, still not. There we go. So I can swing it in and hit it fairly head on. And then hopefully I won't actually hit it. The sides at least. There we go. Right. So yeah, sugarcane. Switch back to the harvester. Unfold it. Lower it down. Ooh, hang on. Pipe. 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 Out. There we go. Awesome. Okay. We have sugarcane. Oops, not too close. Did find the last time I did this, there was a certain amount of tidying up that needed to be done, which was fine actually. It's quite therapeutic actually doing sugarcane harvesting. I mean, it looked brilliant for a start. It leaves the sort of tops sitting on the soil. Must be a very organic method of farming. I've no idea whether that's true or not. It might be, it might be not be, I don't know. But it sort of seems like it might be. I'm afraid these have been sprayed. So basically I'm just going to go around the edge. We'll line it back up for a worker and then we'll leave them to it, see how they get on. Because even with this bigger, and you can see the kind of yield you get. So like, rather like sort of root crops, your potatoes and your sugar beet. That's not really a very neat corner, is it? Sugarcane is cheap, but the yield is just incredible. I dread to think how much I've still got in storage from the last time I cut this field. Tractor seems to be coping, even on the uphills. It's good. So yeah, I said there'll be an amount of tidying up. It's, you know, just seems more efficient to keep it smooth and to keep going. Then I need to go and figure out what's going on with that trailer. It's a little bit worrying. Because what I did last time was I left the radon at the edge of the field so that whenever the work was full, I could just come and take over, empty it. There's still a little bit on the ground that clearly missed. And then let him get on. And that clearly help if I took some of these trees out, wouldn't it? And that clearly could be tricky if I can't get the Steyr to pick up the radon. What I'll do is we'll try it with the Stara, the smaller Stara, which will move it empty, it'll be fine. And see if just by moving it, it will, it's a sudden glitch, because I can't see a particular reason why it wouldn't work. Right, there you go, Mr. Worker. Alright, let's go see if we can figure out what's going on. So I say, if I get the Steyr out of the way a minute, because I don't really get why that wouldn't pick up that trailer. Anyway, it's out of the way a sec. Try and move it, this one. So unless there's just some glitch on the map somewhere that... No, that's fine. Right, so let's move it then. And I can't use this to pull this trailer full. It would just never cope. Come back to the Steyr. Bit fiddly, innit? Try this again. I've got another idea if this doesn't work. As a temporary fix. Wow, it really doesn't. So a radon trailer and a Steyr apparently not compatible. Very odd. And, well, more than a little annoying, given that, you know, I bought the Steyr specifically to pull big stuff around on this field, and I was planning on train this, but just by a truck. Which I may have to do. Wow. Kind of figured that would work. I guess not. Okay. Strange. Alright. Well, I'd be curious to know if anyone else has had this issue. As it is for now, what I'll have to do is leave that there. I've got to get this trailer into that field. It's only a problem when I need to empty the trailer, which, I mean, it won't take long. So what I may need to do, I was only about getting another one, so what I might do then, at some point, I'll get the store, I'll buy another one of these, and maybe what I'll do is I'll buy the truck version, and I'll buy a truck for it, and then I can daisy chain the two of them, but also get a truck with a tow hitch, so that I can move them separately as well. I could just do that. That might be the way to do it. The worker's done something a bit weird. What's going on? So it obviously looks like there's going to be an element of me tidying up, but that's fine. I'm trying to figure out the best place to put this. I'll put it aside here. Yeah, he's only doing a really small part of it. Oh, here he comes, the beast. That's quite funny, how tall that is. Cool. Brilliant. Right. Okay, we'll leave him going. Mind you. Actually, I wonder if before I leave and go and find something else to do, maybe I should. Mind you, extricating him is going to be a bit tricky now, isn't it? Because A, I can't see where he is, and B, I got myself chopped up by a sugarcane harvester. Wow, seriously. I'm lost, help! Okay. Alright, so he's in here somewhere. Anyone see the top of the sugarcane harvester? He's doing very weird things. Oh, here we go. She, I do beg your pardon. Yeah, so their trailer's nearly full, so I may as well stick around. It's brilliant, that, isn't it? It's like some strange beast with its head sticking up. But yeah, field boundaries seem to be a bit of an issue, and the challenge I'm going to have is if I stop the worker and take him out, I'm going to be destroying the crop. Look at that lush green top. Brilliant, look at that. Fantastic. It's really good. Right, so this trailer's got 20,000 litre capacity, so it's not going to be long before it's going to be full. I think I don't really want it to be in the complete midst of everything, but I've got to drive it out. That's the best place to actually, know what, just about. I'll let it turn round. It's just brilliant, this machinery. I do like it. I'm so glad I bought that trailer, it's brilliant. I think I'll sell that little green one, because you know, we're getting bigger and bigger fields. I'm never going to, unless I get loads and loads of them, it's just never going to work. So genius. Whoa, slight sideways action there, that's a bit weird. Okay. Now which side do we tip on? I'm going to go up and come back down. This is a bit fiddly actually. Perhaps wasn't the best place to leave it. Maybe I should be using the Steyr for the harvesting, because I mean, it's doing alright. It's doing an okay job. Gonna run out of fuel soon actually. But yeah, it struggles downhill, as you saw, when the harvester's running. To keep control, and it's a bit slow when it's got a full tank, but that's okay. Right, unfortunately it's going to go straight to the top of the harvester, which is unfortunate, but never mind. There we go. Nice. See if I can't persuade the worker to do this bit as well. The snag being is going to turn around the bottom, and then when it gets up to there, say it's finished. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Well, what we'll do then is we'll get the worker actually started on the other end of the field, where it's perhaps, you know, because it's square, it'll be simpler. Actually, while we're here, I'll tidy that corner up. Aha! Brilliant. Great. Okay, let's go see what else we need to be getting on with. Oh, I know what we need to be getting on with. Right, so we're just coming up on field 4, which is the only one of this group of fields that I own. And we'll just We'll get canola in here, which is actually what I meant to put in the other field. Just in case I need it for the pigs, but well, the worker doing that again. I'm gonna need to come back at some point and tidy up the edges. Wow, it's a busy day today. Lots of little bitty jobs, but you know, they all needed doing. Beginning to think what I might need to do on this farm is or this map rather, is split the episodes between the two farms. So have one episode at CLP and one episode at Spectacle Farm. Otherwise a lot of running around. But now we're going to run back to Spectacle Farm. Right, so I've come back over to Spectacle Island, to Spectacle Farm rather, and I realised, of course, my plan was to slurry this field with some digestate. For which I've got this brilliant setup. I just did this just because I wanted to try it and see, just to experiment. As I said, it's all my fancy map, but it's also a sort of experimental map, so I'm trying all sorts of different things out. So yeah, this is the Home of Terra variant with the, I can't remember the name of the tank, but I'll put the details in with the horse new tracked spreader. But of course I realised, because I should have done this before I sowed the field, so it's not going to work. So I'm going to leave that there, slightly weirdly rocking from side to side, but ready for fertilising, for doing at some point. And actually, I'll whip this back up to the farm, the Fendt 500 with the sow, because it's a bit low on fertiliser. So I'm going to fill this back up, because obviously I've now got this field here of soybean. There's a field of potatoes over there, so we will need to get those re-sown, but there's not enough fertilizer in it to do that, so I'll fill this back up. And we're at the end of an episode, so I think what I'm going to do, that field of sugar cane is going to take some harvesting, so I'm going to do that slightly differently. I'm actually going to do that as a standalone episode. I'm going to finish that off myself, but all as a time lapse, just because it's quite an interesting process and it's quite fun to show. So I will do that as a completely separate video, and then we'll come back. And as I said, I think what I might do after that is we'll do, maybe not alternating, but I'll do essentially separate videos from Spectacle Farm and CLP Farm, depending on what needs doing when, just to see how that goes, because it gets a bit bitty jumping between the two farms all the time, and I'm essentially running them completely separately, so perhaps we'll try and do the videos that way and see how that goes. Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. It's late in the evening, done for the day. And if you enjoyed it, give us a like. Please feel free to subscribe if you would like to. And otherwise, I will see you back here on Spectacle Island very soon. Bye bye for now.